Well, hey guys, welcome back. This is Thorzak777, and what you're seeing right now is this is my Star Lubricizer, and this is going to be the subject today. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the 9mm bullet here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to inject the lubrication, and we're going to size the bullet down to 356 using this die and this top punch here, and we'll get the ball rolling. First, though, I want to go into is that, there's several different lubes out there. This right here is the Magma lube. You can get it in several different colors. It's the same consistency. But this stuff is real high temperature. I mean, you really have to crank up on the heating unit, to get it to work. And, well, I found something cheaper to use. And that would be right here. White label, Carnauba Red. This stuff works really good. It goes through the lubricizer real well, and this stuff works really good. And it's cheap too. This is only like $1.50 a stick. Back in the day, this is what I used to use: Rooster Red, and this was a high performance lube. And I used to shoot silhouette, and I would lube my 240 grain. Silhouette bullets for my 44 with this gas check design. BAC lube, special blend. This is white label as well. This is another high temperature lube, but I found out that it is the same thing as Orange Magic. I mean, it's the same product. Melts the same, everything, so kind of abandoned using that. Nothing wrong with Orange Magic except for it's expensive, and this right here I think was $2.99 a stick. So anyway, two different types of lubes out there. Okay, you got your soft lube, which you don't need heat at all, and you have your hard lube. And the hard lube, it requires you to use your heater unit, and what this does is it heats up the base of the unit, okay, and it makes the lubricant, the wax, kind of get into sort of a gelatinous state of like bubble gum. And as you can see here on the Star, there's an injection pump right here, and this injection pump injects the lubricant into the lube groove itself while it's being sized. So anyway, I want to demonstrate that for you today. One thing that's real important about your lubricizer, you want to make sure and relieve the pressure on it when you're not using it, and you also want to make sure that it doesn't cool down with pressure on it, because the lube will change its dimensions, and that's not really good on your seals when that happens. So anyway, so let's get some pressure on this, and we'll see how it's going to go, guys. All right, this is probably one of the fastest machines on the market. This thing works like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's a great machine. So XDM45 out there, he demonstrated his unit, and what he does is he takes a handful of bullets. What he does is he just feeds them in one at a time, down through the lube, just like that. Okay, so let's take a look at what we did here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. There you go. That shiny surface all the way around, that means that the bullet has been sized, squeezed down to 356 in diameter, and it has injected the bullet lube in it. And one thing that you have to do with the Star unit is that you should feed back through a lubricated bullet every once in a while to lubricate the bore. And it just keeps everything moving smoothly. Other accessories that you can get for it, not just the heated base, is a automatic bullet feed. See that in the shot back here? Yeah, this is my automatic bullet feed, and I can set this up to feed from drop tubes. And what it'll do is it'll actually take the bullet from the drop tube, bring it over to the bore, and it'll drop down into the bore. And when I come down with the punch, the little, travating mechanism there will just pick up another bullet and keep bringing them over. And man, dude, I'm going to tell you what, you can go fast with this thing. I mean, you go super fast, crazy fast with this thing. One thing, you can overrun the unit. You can actually go so fast that the lubricant can't keep up with it, and it can't heat it as fast as you're using it. So, you know, it's one of those things. You know, you find a kind of a happy rhythm. But I can do closely 1,000 rounds an hour with this thing, and you know, and they all turn out the same. I mean, every one of them. So, there you go, right there. Huh? Isn't that nice? I'll tell you what, man, I'm really happy that I went and got this. Now, you guys that powder coat out there, this really doesn't apply to you guys. I mean, I think that if I had to do it over again, I'd probably powder coat, because it's just so, you know, it's so much economically, you know, feasible to do that. Another thing too about the unit that I wanted to go into, and that's the pressurized reservoir. You can actually hook this thing up. You can set it. It's got a regulator. Set it up to about 30 pounds, 30 to 60 pounds, depending on what kind of lube and how hard it is and what kind of temperature it is. And it'll keep a constant pressure on your lube reservoir, and it'll keep the machine constantly, you know, lubricating. You won't have to crank down on it. But with White Label, I have found that all I need is this. I've used this before. It works really good. I used it on my 45. I made 7,000 bullets with this unit so far in 45. Dude, I'm telling you what, 5,000 bullets is what, 100 boxes? If I shoot, say like I go out there and I shoot, I shoot 20 boxes a year. That's 100 boxes. I got five years worth of bullets. You know, I don't even have to make them again. Anyway, you guys get the drift, right? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to step back, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, so I can zoom in on this right here and give you guys a little bit of an idea here. So, what's going on? Let's see. So go down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. There we go. Right there. This is the place where it all happens, man. It's where it all comes together. I mean, this is easy as pie. Anybody can do this. I mean, and you're getting a really nice finished product. You know, real nice finished product. Now these bullets here, I water dropped them, and I went ahead and checked them on my bullet tester. These are right at about 18 BHN. At least that's what the chart said. And you know, for 9mm, that's a little hard. You know, I didn't need to water drop them. If you water drop them, that's great. You don't have to water drop them. Actually, water dropping them can actually be a hindrance to your performance because of the velocity that you're going to shoot it at. The whole premise behind the whole thing is that you want the bullet to obturate. When it obturates, the bullet squishes down under the inertia of being fired, going from 0 to 900 miles an hour. Okay, and when it obturates, the grease groove works sort of like a grease gun, and it leaves a film behind in the barrel for the other consecutive shots to go through. So you won't accumulate leading. I don't get any leading at all with Red Label. Let's go ahead and back this up a little bit. I think you guys pretty much got the gist here of the business end. Yeah. Okay. Appreciate you guys tuning in, by the way. Oh, and another thing too, I appreciate the help that I've been getting on YouTube. You know, a lot of guys out there have been writing in, and you know, they've been saying, "Hey, dude, you know, your lighting sucks, man." I know that. I know that. I need to go to Home Depot. I need to get me a lighting stand, and you know, get things moving. You know, just get things moving. But I'll tell you what, within, you know, if you don't take any breaks, and you stand here behind the unit, and you just get into a rhythm, I mean, can you guys see that? That's how much we've done so far. I mean, you know, and they're, you know, those are, I could literally take those right over to my Dillon press over here, and just start making, you know, ammunition with it, just right now. I mean, these bullets have been sitting around for about a week since I've cast them. They're going to cast bullets get harder with time. For some reason, molecularly, they bond over time. It just takes time for them to bond. and that's where it's going to reach its maximum hardness after about 3 to 5 days. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I could just go ahead and load these right now. I don't have to wait anymore. But I'm going to do the whole rooster jacket thing. Get that thing going. Get them out on the drying mat. Which, by the way, I went out and bought another gun in 9mm today because I only had one gun in 9mm, and that was a 5906 that I picked up. So I'm a proud owner of a Beretta 92 AF, better known as the M9. I got a pretty good deal on it. It was $450 out the door, so I picked it up. Got a lot of 9mm. Dude, I got a lot of 9mm. So I wanted to just demonstrate this part of it today. As the lubricant is used, the stem goes down inside the unit, and what you do to go ahead and put more lube in it is that you undo this cap. You back this back out, take the pressure off, back this cap out, and you go ahead and you get your stick of lube and you throw it in there. You put the pressure spring back in there, and then you put this cap back on. You start screwing this down, and it'll start putting pressure on it, and then you're back in business. This is the fastest machine available. Bolistol, I think it is. I think that's the name of the company. They make one that has this crazy carousel on the bottom, and you got to turn this carousel like this while you're working the handle, and it feeds from a drop tube. Now, I was really thinking about getting the automatic bullet carriage going on this thing so I could show you that. Show you how fast this thing can really go. But then, I started thinking to myself, okay, it's like what I heard on YouTube the other day. Okay, so if you push the brush through, all right, the bore of the rifle, and you pull it back, are you really cleaning there? You know what I mean? Because aren't you just dragging the dirt back through the bore when you? So the thing would be that you'd have to use a new brush every time. Well, it comes with thinking things out too. You have your tubes that go on top of your feeder assembly. Okay, so you're gonna have to load this tube. And what does that involve? That involves you having to drop it in there. You're gonna have to take these one at a time. You're gonna have to drop them in there and load your tubes, right? That's what you're doing right here. You're just dropping those in this tube right here, and you're pushing them down through. So until I get a culminator where I can just take the whole basket and just dump it right into the culminator, turn it on, and then have the tubes already automatically feeding. Using drop tubes, it'll make it go by really fast, but you're gonna have to stop to fill up your drop tubes. So it's kind of, one way or the other, you're putting these bullets into something, okay? Something leads to that. And that's where it comes into a waste of time. What I'm thinking about doing is, let's see what you guys think. Taking a cone, a reverse cone type adapter, okay, and having that spot welded, heliarched,